वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय। श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। Today's quote on chanting by Satchidanand Swami Maharaj. In Japa, the essence is to be consciously attentive and be aware. I am now together with Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. I am Pooja from Sydney, and may I know who have joined today?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. This is Surinder Bhandari from Maryland.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandvat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Nikunja Rasada from Germantown, Maryland.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandvat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining.
Hare Krishna Puja Mataji, मैं दंड प्रणाम to you and all the devotees on the call. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Rupini Padma Devi Dasi from Orlando, Florida.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining. And Hare Krishna
Also, Mataji, I shared
Yeah,
for the speaker on Friday.
Yeah, thank
Friday
you.
only I shared, yeah.
Hare Krishna devotees, Dandvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Today we are so fortunate to have Her Grace Vanmalini Manjari Mataji from Iowa, and today Mataji will enlighten us on Srimad Bhagvatam, Canto 7, Chapter 8, verse 25 onwards. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam, and whenever you are ready, please take over the call.
Hare Krishna, my Dandavat Pranams to all the devotees on the call. We'll start with Mangalacharan prayers and continue into reading the verses. I have a little cold, so my voice, if it is not properly audible, please let me know. Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Taksurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Utapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamsham Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakanvitam Sham He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindhubhya eva cham Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayet. Hare Krishna. My humble obeisances to all the devotees on the call. We are all very fortunate to be able to associate and discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, Amala Puranam, a Puranam which purifies us, which purifies all our heart from all the impurities, and also helps us to develop love towards Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. And we are all reading this wonderful Canto 7th chapter, where Lord gives his protection to Prahlad Maharaj. He's a great devotee of Lord, and Prahlad Maharaj is one of the 12 Mahajans also. So 7.8.25. I think that is the verse, right, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
So we are at the end where Hiranyakashipu is going to be killed by Lord Narasimhadev. Before that, we have already seen what all the things Hiranyakashipu has done to Prahlad Maharaj, and we all have seen the wonderful, beautiful instructions by Prahlad Maharaj to his fellow students, and also the conversation between Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad Maharaj will be always enlightening to all of us. So here we are at the almost tail end of this episode of Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad Maharaj, where Hiranyakashipu is getting slayed. Tato bipadya bhaya Tato bipadya bhayan mahasuro Rusha nirsimham gadayoruvegayam Tam vikramantam sagadam gadadharo Mahoragam tarkshya suto yata grahit. Translation in purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Tatha, thereafter, Abhipadya, attacking, Abhyahanat, struck, Mahasuraha, the great demon Hiranyakashipu, Rusha, with anger, Narasimham, Lord Narasimhadev, Gadaya, by his club, Uruvegaya, moving with great force, Tam, him, Hiranyakashipu, Vikramantam, showing his powers, Sagadam, with his club, Gadadaraha, Lord Narasimhadev, who also holds a club in his hand, Mahaurugam, a great snake, Tarkshya Sutaha, Garuda, the son of Tarkshya, Yatha, just as Agrahit, captured. Thereafter, the great demon Hiranyakashipu, who was extremely angry, swiftly attacked Narasimhadev with his club and began to beat him. Lord Narasimhadev, however, captured the great demon along with his club, just as Garuda might capture a great snake. So Hiranyakashipu is like a small insect in front of Narasimhadev, but still Narasimhadev let him have the experience that, oh, I am fighting with Lord Vishnu. There was no magic. I tried my best and I was equally defeated. And indeed, Krishna, Lord Narasimha, is the supreme personality of Godhead. Hiranyakashipu being a demon, he always thinks that there is some trick happening, and that is kind of avoiding him from becoming from able to attack or kill Vishnu. Otherwise he would have done. So he always thinks that he is very powerful. So we see that how Lord Narasimhadev allows Hiranyakashipu to attack him. So the more I comes in us, the more Asuri Bhavas come in us. The more we situate ourselves in the constitutional position, like we are Dasanudasas, we are Nitya Dasas of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, part and parcel of it, the more Daivi Gunas exhibit in us. So Hiranyakashipu is a classical example of the great demon. So when Narasimhadev captured the great demon, it looked as if Garuda is capturing a snake. Garuda easily captures a snake. So it looked like that. Verse 26. Satasyaha sato kilatastada suro vikridato yadvadahir garutmataha asadvamanyanta hrutaukaso mara ganachadha bharata sarva dishnabam. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sa, he Hiranyakashipu, tasya of him, Lord Narasimhadev, hasta from the hands, Utkhalita slipped. Tadha, at that time, Asuraha, the king of demons, Hiranyakashipu, Vikridataha, playing Advat exactly like Ahihi, a snake, Garutmataha of Garuda, Asadhu, not very good, Amanyanta, considered, Hruta Okashaha, whose abodes were taken by Hiranyakashipu, Amara, the demigods, Gannachadha, situated behind a cover of clouds, Bharata, O great son of Bharata, Sarvadishnapa, the rulers of heavenly planets. O Yudhishthira, O great son of Bharata, when Lord Narsimhadev gave Hiranyakashipu a chance to slip from his hand, just as Garuda sometimes plays with a snake and lets it slip from his mouth, the demigods who had lost their abodes and were hiding behind the clouds for fear of demon, did not consider that incident very good. Indeed, they were perturbed. So if we all remember the context of whole Hiranyakashipu's episode, this is a conversation happening between Yudhishthira and Narada Muni. In that he talks about the boy Suyagna and also Narsimhadev, to explaining to Yudhishthira how Lord is equal to everybody. So Narsimhadev was playing with Hiranyakashipu. It's very easy for him to kill Hiranyakashipu. As soon as he appeared, he can just kill Hiranyakashipu. Or even without appearing also, he can kill. So Krishna's supremacy, it cannot be challenged by these demons. If there is anybody who can control Krishna, is his devotees. Krishna gets tied by the love of his devotees. Like how Krishna got tied by rope by the love of Mother Yashoda. He got tied by the love of Arjuna and he became a chariot for Arjuna. He gets tied by the love of gopis and he is ready to do anything for them. If gopis say that Krishna, you got contaminated by killing a bull, now you have to take a bath in holy rivers, he will bring Radhakun and Shyamakun and he take baths. So Krishna is, if there is anybody who can control Krishna, is his pure devotees. Demons can never challenge him or demons can never come equal to him. He just lets them have that experience that, oh, I also fought with Krishna equally, because they are more far away from their constitutional position and they think more that they are equally powerful and they can become Krishna. So this is a demonic quality when every one of us think that I am the doer. I can act. I don't need Krishna's mercy. Because there is a sometimes we all may face also, people keep saying like, where there is a will, there is a way. You have to think and you will become, you have to manifest. Just because we are thinking, things won't manifest. The biggest factor in things getting manifest is Krishna's mercy. So we should never ignore that. But things won't manifest without our desire also. Okay. I am not desiring to become a devotee of Krishna. Krishna will not force us. I am not desiring to do something. Krishna will not come and do for us, or Krishna will not force us to do. So the initiation comes from our desire, our sankalpa, but it happens majorly because of Krishna's mercy. So we should never ignore the role of Krishna's mercy in accomplishing, in manifesting the things. So Krishna can easily kill Hiranyakashipu, but he is letting Hiranyakashipu play. So he dropped, or he made Hiranyakashipu slip from his hands. As soon as he did it, there are audiences. Always when Krishna's pastimes happens in this earth, audiences are there. Whether whatever may be the time and whatever may be the situation, the Devi Devatas from the heavenly planets always observe Krishna's activities on the earth, because they also rarely get to see him. They don't get to see him often. So they don't want to miss the opportunity when Krishna comes to this universe and performs pastimes in material world. So Krishna's pastimes are also his mercy. In second canto of Srimad Bhagvatam 2.2. 11 or 12, if I remember exactly. Sukadeva Goswami, when he's explaining to Parikshit Maharaj how to meditate on the form of Paramatma when we are doing meditation, when we are doing chanting. So many of us have a doubt, what should I meditate on when I am chanting? The best and often heard suggestion is, hear what you are chanting. But Sukadeva Goswami already mentions in second chapter, second chapter of Srimad Bhagvatam, we should meditate on the lotus feet of Lord. So that is what we should start our process of meditation from the lotus feet of the Lord, going up, and finally we will be able to realize the beautiful, enchanting smile of the Lord. So we should not start, many people starts focusing on the face of Supreme Personality of Godhead. But Acharya Sukadeva Goswami does not recommend that. Prabhupada writes in 2.13's purport that meditating on the Lord, or meditating on the lotus face of the Lord, or the beautiful darhasa of the Lord, smile of the Lord, is like directly going to Rasa Leela section of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is not at all recommended. We have to be completely purified to go to the chapters 29 to 34 of 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Rasa Leela. We should start from the lotus feet of the Lord. In that chapter, Sukadeva Goswami also mentions that the great devotees of the Lord have imprinted lotus feet of the Lord in their hearts. So as we are progressing, as we are getting purified, as we are doing a quality of a chanting, Krishna's transcendental form starts appearing in our heart more and more clearly, starting from the feet of the Lord. So it's not that easy to get darshan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's why Devi Devatas are constant audiences when Krishna is performing his pastimes. So they were actually watching from up. They are in distress. They are right now in a position where their houses are taken away. They were tortured by Hiranyakashipu. They are victims. So they are waiting when Lord will come, when this demon Hiranyakashipu will be killed, when we will be having a peaceful life. And when they saw that the opportunity for Hiranyakashipu to be get killed is losing, like, it got slipped. They were all like, oh, this is not something good happening. My Lord Narasimhadev, it may be like a play for you, but our hearts are dropping when you are dropping Hiranyakashipu. Don't test us more, my Lord. Please kill him. We just want him to be killed. He has enough. He has tortured us enough. So he has misused his boons to the bestest. So they are like waiting when Lord is going to kill him. They were like, oh, it's not very good that you dropped him. Asadu, not good, my Lord. Just kill him. When Hiranyakashipu was in the process, when Hiranyakashipu was in the process of being killed by Lord Narasimhadev, the Lord gave the demon a chance to slip from his clutches. This incident was not very much appreciated by the demigods, for they were greatly afraid of Hiranyakashipu. They knew that if somehow or other Hiranyakashipu escaped from Narasimhadev's hand and saw the demigods were looking forward to his death, with great pleasure, he would take great revenge upon them. Therefore, they were very much afraid. So they were like terrified. Oh, if this demon Hiranyakashipu somehow or other escapes from Lord, and if he notices that we are all waiting when this fellow is going to get killed, and he sees that and he escapes, then we are gone. He's going to torture us even more. So that's the situation of the Devi Devatas when they are watching. Sometimes we all think that somebody else brings us destruction. Our own actions brings us destruction. Hiranyakashipu, Ravana, by misusing their power, have accumulated so many curses from all the devotees that they themselves have invited their death, and it's just a matter of time when they will be killed. Verse 27. Tammanyamano nijavirya sankitam yaddastamukto nruharim mahasuraha punastamasajjata kadgacharmani pragruhya vegena gatasramo mrudhe. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Tam, him, Lord Narasimhadev, Manyamanaha, thinking, Nijavirya, Sankitam, afraid of his powers, yet because Hastamuktaha, freed from the clutches of the Lord, Nruharem, Lord Narasimhadev, Mahasuraha, the great demon, Punah again, Tam, him, Asajjata, attacked, Kadgacharmani, his sword and shield, Pragruhya, taking up, Vegena, with great force, Gatasramaha, his fatigue having gone, Mrude, in the battle. Hiranyakashipu thought, oh, I thought that Lord Narasimha is powerful, but not like, it doesn't look like that. I just got slipped, so I have a complete chance of killing Narasimhadev back again. So that's what Hiranyakashipu thinks. When Hiranyakashipu was freed from the hands of Narasimhadev, he falsely thought that the Lord was afraid of his powers. This is the stupidity of the demons. Not knowing the supreme power of the Lord. So it just does not stop applying at Narasimhadev. It comes to us also when we don't know, when we don't understand the Supreme Lord and his position and doubt and our faith shakens. We are also actually almost going in that direction only. So Hiranyakashipu, when he was missed by the Lord, or he was slipped by the Lord, Hiranyakashipu thought that Lord is afraid of his powers. Like he was like scared of Hiranyakashipu. Like how all the Devi Devatas are scared. So the general tendency that we are having is like everybody is same. Krishna is also one Devi Devatas. No. Krishna is also master of the Devi Devatas. He is also master of the heavenly planets. So he's more powerful. Therefore, after taking a little rest from the fight, he took up his sword and shield again and attacked the Lord with great force. So he thought, okay, I was missed. So he took little rest. He was tired fighting. So he again took a shield and started attacking sword, and then he started attacking the Lord. When a sinful man enjoys material facilities, foolish people sometimes think, how is it that this sinful man is enjoying, whereas a pious man is suffering? By the will of the Supreme, a sinful man is sometimes given the chance to enjoy the material world as if he were not under the clutches of material nature, just so that he may be fooled. Exactly. So this is very common question many people ask. I am so religious. I'm following all the rules and regulations. I am chanting. I'm also doing all the good things. But I am not getting in return all those good. Good is not happening to me. But the sinful person, my neighbor is very sinful. But everything is good happening to him. So it's not really true that I have to be good. Maybe living a longer life being sinful is better. So this is an understanding sometimes some people get. No, those sinful people were given a chance to enjoy whatever the pious thing they have done before in their life, everything before they go into sufferings. So they were just fooled by material nature thinking that they are supreme. So pride comes before fall. When these sinful people, like how Hiranyakashipu thought that I can get escaped by torturing the devotees, by changing the duties of the Devi Devatas who are there to take control of the universe, asking them to do the things in favor of me, or torturing them, stopping them from doing theirs. So they think that, okay, I have escaped one sin when I have escaped one time, so I'll be escaping every time. So that's not the case. When it gets fructified, when our sinful reactions get fructified, this minute we may be feeling as if we are on cloud 9 enjoying all the heavenly pleasures. Immediately in the next minute, we will be pushed into the hellish conditions. So we should never think that the law of nature gives exceptions to anybody or it doesn't work. Karma system, which is established by, which is there in this material world, works exactly, perfectly, knows the things. So Dhritarashtra, who has suffered the death of 100 children at the same time, puts the same question: why it is happening to me now? So once he kills 100 eggs of a bird and all of them at once, so that time he got cursed that he will be suffering the same pain of losing 100 kids at once. So then he questions, why you didn't do immediately? Why you didn't give me that sinful reaction immediately? And the Lord says, you first have to accumulate punya to give birth to 100 children. And then it will happen. So the pain will be given equally back. So sometimes, see, you took from somebody 20,000 rupees, let's say, and that person is in extreme pain because he only have 21,000 and that is his life savings. And he has a lot of life left to live. And you snatched from him that 20,000. And the pain and the agony and the helplessness that person has experienced, the same will be given back to us. Let's say in this life you have 200 crores. If the same pain is given to you now, it will not be that painful. When you have having 200 crores, losing 20,000 is not a big deal. You will just forget in 10 days. Or in one hour or 2 hours, you'll just forget saying that, oh, no, it's not a big deal. I have 200 crores. Losing 20,000 is not a big deal. So you won't be experiencing the equal amount of pain and suffering what that person has experienced. So it won't be given to you immediately. So when we see this scenario, we think that, oh, why he is not being punished for taking that 20,000 away now immediately? Because when it comes now to him, it won't be that effective. So it will come even after 10 lifetimes of that fellow when he only have 21,000 and he will lose that 20,000. Then that time the pain will be experienced. So it's just a matter of time, but it will definitely come when it gets fructified. So we should not be fooled, like how those simple persons are fooled thinking that you can live happily by doing sins. So they were actually fooled. A sinful man who acts against the laws of nature must be punished. But sometimes he is given a chance to play, exactly like Hiranyakashipu when he was released from the hands of Nrsimhadev. Hiranyakashipu was destined to be ultimately killed by Nrsimhadev, but just to see the fun, the Lord gave him a chance to slip from his hands. So Lord was playing with Hiranyakashipu before killing him, letting him experience and feel one more last time that he is so powerful and Lord is afraid of him. And eventually he will be killed. So Krishna also is very merciful. Sometimes when we knowingly or unknowingly do anarthas or sinful actions, he gives us a little bit of time to see if we are realizing it. And if we realize and we rectify our mistake and we go and apologize and we receive forgiveness, then that's the best thing. That's the best course of action to happen. So every day as we are living, human form of life is very, 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 very valuable actually. We are not knowing that whatever we are doing right now, whatever the actions that we are performing right now are already shaping our next lives. It's not like something like at the end of our life, there will be a meeting held and asked what kind of a life you want. You have done these many sins. Do you want to take these sins to next life or life? No, it's getting decided when we are living itself. Our next life is getting decided by the actions that we are performing. So every day at the end of the day or every major incident of our life, we have to review our own life. We have to review our own actions. Because most of the times, many people might not know our intentions, but we know our intentions very, very well. So we have to sit down and we have to observe, review our actions. And then if there are any impurities growing in us, like jealousy, envy, pride, anger, lust, greed, all these 6 impurities, if they are growing in us, we should be correcting them by our own first. That is the effort that we have to put. I should not be lusty, I should not be greedy, I should not be proud, I should not be envious. Why I am doing this? So we have to take help of the scriptures, our chanting, and try to rectify that. And if we cannot, then we have to confide in senior devotees, whoever is our mentors, asking them that I see that this impurity is growing in me, and I know it would, if not today, tomorrow, this impurity is going to affect my actions and may turn my actions into sinful actions, and I want to curb that right now at the seed level. And how do I do that? What is the practical way I correct myself? And always chanting sincerely, praying to Lord, keeping his lotus feet in our heart helps us to purify our impurities. So don't believe in the sayings that people say, oh, you have to be little greedy, you have to be little tactful in dealing the worldly things, then you cannot live in this world. No, those are all nonsense actually. We should be always following the instructions Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam are giving to us. The Rishis and the Acharyas have laid out those things. And once we review, we have to rectify ourselves so that we don't end up growing those sinful tendencies inside us to come into actions. So a self retrospective of our day helps us how we are doing. And then we should not be proud that no, I am chanting, I'm a great devotee, everybody is praising me, so I will be always right only. So no, that's that kind of an attitude is going to result in disastrous only. So we have to be very much careful. So a sinful man who acts against the laws of nature must be punished, but sometimes he's given a chance to play exactly. So when we are reviewing, when we realize that we did a mistake, the next thing that we have to do is keeping our pride, ego, everything aside and going and seeking forgiveness from that person, from that devotee. Now that impresses Supreme Lord, because most of the times we ask Supreme Lord for forgiveness, but Krishna, if we are offending a devotee, then we have to seek forgiveness from the devotee itself. Krishna also will not forgive us. There are classical examples in Srimad Bhagavatam, Ambarish Maharaj story, where Durvasa Muni, who is a Rishi and a sannyasi, offends Ambarisha, who is a Gruhastha and a king. So he did not get forgiveness from Lord or anybody unless he go and seek forgiveness from Ambarish Maharaj. So seeking forgiveness is the best thing. Our ego, our pride does not let us do that. Thinks that, oh no, if I go and ask forgiveness, maybe from next time that devotee will start judging me, criticizing me. No, it's for our good. When we do a mistake, when we do an offense, before anybody knows, if we have Krishna's mercy, if we are really following the path, we will know first that I have done a mistake. If we are not knowing, that means we need a lot more purification. So there are many people in this world who don't even know that they are doing a mistake. So they still are not there where they will be purified. But when we are chanting, when we are practicing devotional service, the first thing we will know when we do mistakes, we will know before somebody tells us. And when we know, when we seek forgiveness, we will utilize the time which Krishna has given us before we receive our punishment. But that's not the case of Hiranyakashipu here. Hiranyakashipu was given enough time and all. Krishna is playing with Hiranyakashipu here, Lord Narasimhadev, for fun. And Hiranyakashipu is misunderstanding that, thinking that Krishna is scared of his powers. Verse 28. Tamsyena vegam shatachandravartmabhis charantamachidram uparyado harihi krutvatahasam karamutsvanolbhanam nimilitaksham jagruhe mahajavaham. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Tam, him, Sena Vegam, possessing the speed of hawk, Satachandra Vartmavihi, by the manures of his sword and his shield, which was marked with 100 moon-like spots, Charantam, moving, Achidram, without any weak spot, Upariddaha, up and down, Harihi, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krutva, making, Attahasam, loud laughter, Karam, extremely shrill, Utsavana Vulbhanam, very fearful due to its great sound, Nimilita, closed, Aksham, eyes, Chagruhe, captured, Mahajavaha, the greatly powerful Lord. Making a loud, shrill sound of laughter, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, who is extremely strong and powerful, captured Hiranyakashipu, who was protecting himself with the sword and shield, leaving no gaps open. With the speed of a hawk, Hiranyakashipu moved sometimes in the sky and sometimes on the earth, his eyes closed because of fear of Narasimhadev's laughter. Hiranyakashipu got terrified just listening to Lord's laughter. Krishna was like, you thought that I'm going to leave you, Hiranyakashipu? I was just playing with you. And Narasimhadev was laughing like loud. You know, he was already so mad at Hiranyakashipu that he's torturing his dear devotee. And Hiranyakashipu is trying to protect, like how a hawk in the sky moves here and there, keeping his shield as a protecting. And Lord Narasimhadev is laughing, and his laughter itself is making Hiranyakashipu scared, shivering, like he was shivering. Like now, Vishpak Spurantam Gruhanaturam Hari Vyalo Yatha Kum Kula Sakshatattvacham Dvaryuram apatya dadara leelaya nakairyata him garudo mahavisham. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vishwak, all around, Spurantam, moving his limbs. Grahanaturam, afflicted because of being captured. Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narasimhadev. Vyalaha, a snake. Yata, just as. Akum, a mouse. Kulisa akshata, not cut even by the thunderbolt thrown by Indra. Tvacham, whose skin. Dwari, on the threshold of the door. Urum, on his thigh. Apatya, placing. Dadhara, pierced. Leelaya, very easily. Nakai, with nails. Yata, just as. Ahim, a snake. Garudaha, Garuda, the carrier of Lord Vishnu. Mahavisham, very venomous. As a snake captures a mouse, or Garuda captures a very venomous snake, Lord Narasimhadev captured Hiranyakashipu, who could not be pierced even by the thunderbolt of King Indra. As Hiranyakashipu moved his limbs here, there, all around, very much afflicted at being captured, Lord Narasimhadev placed the demon on his lap, supporting him with his thighs, and in the doorway of the assembly hall, the Lord very easily tore the demon to pieces with the nails of his hand. Jai Narasimhadev. Lord took Hiranyakashipu, put him on his lap. He sat on the doorway and he used his own nails to tear apart Hiranyakashipu. Because Hiranyakashipu was not even killed by Indra's Vajraidra. That is the boon he got from Brahma. He will not be killed by any weapon. He should not be killed in the morning. He should not be killed in the night. He should not be killed by a human. He should not be killed by a demon. All these things were perfectly set by Lord. Krishna pacified, Krishna fulfilled all the boons given by Brahma and did not use any of those things to kill. He did not override. Lord Narasimhadev did not override. Krishna did not override Brahma. He kept Brahma's promise to Hiranyakashipu, and within that he killed Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu had received from Lord Brahma the benediction that he would not die on the land or in the sky. So he will not be killed in the sky or in the land. Therefore, to keep the promise of Lord Brahma intact, Narasimhadev placed Hiranyakashipu's body on his lap. So he was not on the land, he was not in the sky. He was on Lord's lap, which was neither land nor sky. Hiranyakashipu had received the benediction that he would not die either during the day or at night. So it's twilight. Therefore, to keep this promise of Brahma, the Lord killed Hiranyakashipu in the evening, which is the end of day and the beginning of the night, but is neither day nor night. Hiranyakashipu had taken a benediction from Lord Brahma that he would not die from any weapon or be killed by any person, dead or alive. Therefore, just to keep the word of Lord Brahma, Lord Narasimhadev pierced Hiranyakashipu's body with his nails. Nails are like, Hiranyakashipu thought that I am super smart. I should not be killed by any person, dead or alive. So so if you take a sword or anything, that is like a dead thing. If a person kills, so he was killed by the nails. So nails are considered neither dead nor alive. Therefore, just to keep the word of Lord Brahma, Lord Narasimhadev pierced Hiranyakashipu's body with his nails, which were not weapons, were neither living nor dead. So nails are not weapons and nails are neither living or nor dead. Indeed, the nails can be called dead, but at the same time they can be said to be alive. To keep intact all of Lord Brahma's benedictions, Lord Narasimhadev paradoxically but very easily killed the great demon Hiranyakashipu. So he kept all the boons, benedictions given by Brahma properly. He fulfilled all of them. He did not override a single thing. It's the case even with Ravana also. Ravana thought that human beings are very, very powerless. So they cannot kill him. So Lord appeared at Lord Ramachandra and killed. So Ravana never seeked protection from humans, monkeys, bears, all those things. He thought that these can never kill him. So all of them fought a war and they killed Ravana. So if Ravana and Hiranyakashipu could not stay powerful forever, what will be the situation of the sinful people in this material world? One day or the other, they are going to receive the results of their sinful actions. It's just a matter of time. So we should not get into understanding that I can escape by doing sins, by being like a demon. I can live a happy life, so I will be escaping. It never happened, and it won't happen in future also. So Hiranyakashipu was killed by Lord Narasimhadev by keeping all the boons given by Brahma intact. Jai Lord Narasimhadev. Verse 30. Samramba dushpreksha karalalochano Vyatananantam vilihan swajihvaya Asruglava kesharanano Yatantramalidvipahatyaya hari. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samramba, because of great anger, duspreksha, very difficult to look at, karala, very fearful, lochanaha, eyes, vyata, expanded, anana antam, the edge of the mouth, vilihanan, licking, swajihvaya, with his tongue, asruklava, with spots of blood, akta, smeared, aruna, reddish, keshara, mane, anaha, and face, yata, just as, antramali, decorated with a garland of intestines, dvipa hatyaya, by the killing of an elephant, hari, the lion. Lord Narasimhadev's mouth and mane were sprinkled with the drops of blood, and his fierce eyes, full of anger, were impossible to look at. Licking the edge of his mouth with his tongue, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narasimhadev, decorated with a garland of intestines taken from Hiranyakashipu's abdomen, resembled a lion that has just killed an elephant. Lord Narasimhadev tear apart Hiranyakashipu with his nails, and he took those intestines and put them in his head as a garland, and the blood sprinkled all over his face, body, and he was licking with his tongue tip the sped, and he looked like a lion just killed an elephant, ferocious, angry. Everybody was scared, all the Devi Devatas and all, they were all scared to look at that angry form of the Lord. So Lord's anger cannot be pacified when we hurt his devotees. If at all we want to plan a red carpet for our own destruction, offending devotees is the easiest way. If at all we want to seek mercy of the Lord, not offending devotees is the best way. So if we serve the devotees of the Lord without judging, that's the bestest way to get mercy of the Lord. Everybody is interested to serve the Lord, but the best and easiest and faster way to get the mercy of the Lord is serving the devotees of the Lord. Dasanu dasaha. Being a servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord. Many times we all forget the initiated names meaning that was given to us by our gurus, because generally we take the first name and we call each other with those names. So we always actually miss the actual name of us. Vanmalini, Manjari, Devi, Dasi. Dasi is our position actually. Vanmalini is Krishna, who wears forest flower garlands. Krishna is so beautiful. His shoulders are so beautiful. He will wear garlands which go until his waist with beautiful forest flowers. So he's called as Vanamali. Manjari. Manjaris are those gopis who help, who are servants of the Lord. And I am a servant of the servant of the servants of the Lord. So all of our names have that Dasi and Dasa at the end. So that is actually our position. That's where we will easily get the mercy of the Lord. Everybody wants to be in the first line when they are serving the Lord. So they want to be the face of any service. So people also generally choose services which will be recognized by everybody. But unfortunately, Krishna recognized somebody who is the servant and servant and servant of servant, who may not be in the front at all, who may be somewhere back in the kitchen cleaning a trash, or somebody doing some other menial service somewhere where nobody even recognizes. But Krishna recognizes. Krishna gets impressed by that devotee who is letting all the other devotees to serve him. So Dasanudasa is actually more better position. So Narasimhadev is super angry at Hiranyakashipu, and he killed and he put all that in his as a garland. The hair on Lord Narasimhadev's face, being sprinkled with drops of blood, was reddish and looked very beautiful. Lord Narasimhadev pierced Hiranyakashipu's abdomen with his nails, pulled out the demon's intestines and wore them as a garland, which enhanced his beauty. It is not looking gross, it just enhanced his beauty. Lord was even looking more beautiful. That fierce form of Lord Narasimhadev is scary to demons, but he was looking very beautiful. Thus the Lord became very fearsome, like a lion engaged in fighting an elephant. So Lord became very fearsome. Looking at him was very scary. 31st verse. Nakhan kurotpatita hrutsaroruham visrujya tasyanucharan udhayudan ahan samastanna kasastrapanibir dordhandayutonu sahasrasaham. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who had many, many arms, first uprooted Hiranyakasipu's heart and then threw him aside and turned toward the demon soldiers. These soldiers had come in thousands to fight with him with raised weapons and were very faithful followers of Hiranyakasipu. But the Lord Narasimhadev killed all of them merely with the end of his nails. So after killing Hiranyakashipu also, the demon followers were so faithful to him. They did not realize the power of the Lord. They are coming towards him with their weapons. And with just the tip of his nails, Lord killed all of those soldiers. Since the creation of the material world, there have been two kinds of men, the Devatas and the Asuras. So from the creation, these two groups are there. Devatas, Asuras. The Devas are always faithful to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whereas the Asuras are always atheists who defy the supremacy of the Lord. So when we are faithful to Supreme Personality of Godhead and live our lives according to the instructions given in Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, then we come under Daivi group. When we defy, when we challenge, when we when we become atheists, then we are in the group of Asuras. At the present moment, throughout the entire world, the atheists are extremely numerous, innumerable. The more intelligent people are becoming, the more smart materially the people are getting degrees, more and more they are becoming atheists, because the Asuri Bhava is increasing in them and they are thinking that I am such a great person, I have done this, so I can be God. They are trying to prove that there is no God and that everything takes place due to combinations and permutations of material elements, Big Bang theory. So they say that there is no God, there is no creator. It is happening just like that by chemical reactions or combinations or permutations of material elements. Thus, the material world is becoming more and more godless, and consequently, everything is in a disturbed condition. The more we are progressing, the more skyscrapers, experiments, and we are doing, the more we are becoming atheist, more into godless situation. All those things we are able to achieve because of the mercy of the Lord. Nothing, even a grace of even a blade of grass will not move without Krishna's permission. Krishna approves, then we are able to invent, discover, feel, and get those PhD degrees added to our name. But it's actually Krishna's mercy. If this continues, the Supreme Personality of Godhead will certainly take action, as he did in the case of Hiranyakashipu. Within a second, Hiranyakashipu and his followers were destroyed. And similarly, if this godless civilization continues, it will be destroyed in a second, simply by the movement of one finger of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna, with just one finger, can just dissolve this entire material universe. The more this situation comes, the more godless civilization increases, the more we are going towards our destruction. The demons should therefore be careful and curtail their godless civilization. They should take advantage of the Krishna consciousness movement and become faithful to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Otherwise, they are doomed. As Hiranyakashipu was killed in a second, the godless civilization can be destroyed at any moment. So all the progress, all the material progress, the more we progress, the more we should remember it as the mercy of the Lord. How Lord is letting us do the things. So this is with respect to the society. So we may be thinking that I am not in a godless civilization, I believe in God, but there is a subtle thing which comes like water under the boat, is pride. So yesterday I was thinking like, okay, I have a lot of sessions now, I will just take rest. I have a session next day morning. Then I get a call from a devotee who's trying to practice Krishna consciousness. And after the class, so Mataji calls me and asks, Mataji, I see that this pride is sweeping in me. Pride is coming. I know, hankering all the time for recognition, appreciation, for every small thing, either spiritually or materially or in between among the siblings or relatives that I am doing. All the time I am like angry that they are not recognizing me, they are not identifying me, they are not prizing me. How do I curb this pride? So the more pride comes in us, the more actually is that we are thinking, I am the doer. I am the doer. I am the sole performer of everything. We are not the sole doers, as discussed in the beginning of this session. It is Krishna's mercy that we are able to do the things. It's Krishna's mercy that we are able to even desire doing certain things. Krishna's mercy that our sinful tendencies are not coming into action and our serving attitude is coming into action. So always we should remember Krishna's presence, Krishna's mercy. Without Krishna's mercy, we can't even digest our own food that we are eating. Jatara Agni, the fire that is generated in our body, in our stomach, digests the food that we are eating. So some days even it gets upset, we will not be able to do. So somebody may be a great singer, but the throat doesn't work. You can't even sing. The voice won't even come out of our mouth. So what is there for us to feel proud of when everything is happening with Krishna's mercy? We are only doers until the point where we are desiring, we are doing that initiation, that sankalpa that I want to do this. So we should always be grounded, humble, remembering the Krishna's presence in our life. The more we do that, the more we go away, the more we think that I'm the doer, the demonic qualities, the asuri qualities are increasing in us. So we have to be very careful and we have to always be faithful to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that comes, see, many people read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. So reading is not enough. Reading has to result in understanding that subject matter. And after understanding the subject matter, it has to come into action. So that's when actually the reading gets fructified. So there is a journey from listening, reading, understanding, having faith in what we have listened, and then practicing it, right? So this all comes, the strength to practice what we are listening, the strength to face the challenges when practicing comes from our sadhana, from our chanting. So many people are interested in listening, but not in chanting. Many people are interested in showing off what we know in scriptures, but not in chanting. So there may be a lot of people, I myself know, who may not be speaking or giving great lectures, but they practice practice the instructions given by the Lord, instructions given by acharyas to the fullest, and they are getting purified. So practicing is very important, and practicing comes from our sadhana, the quality of the chanting, the quality of the practice that we are doing, Guru's instructions, following Guru's instructions, and keeping ourselves always in association of devotees, reading books, chanting, and diet. So chanting, our sadhana should be strong so that we will be able to develop more Daivi qualities, more mode of goodness, and surpass even mode of goodness, and establish ourselves in transcendental position and always serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. May Lord Narasimhadev give us protection, and may Lord Narasimhadev remove all the obstacles mentally, physically, societally that we are facing to practice our Krishna consciousness, and may all of us practice Krishna consciousness wonderfully. I'm going to conclude here with this verse. It is 7:19. So I completed until 7.8.31. Tomorrow is 32 Matajis. I'll stop here, and any devotees want to add anything correct or questions, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Madan Pranam to you. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for the wonderful class, your explanations, your own realizations. So, it makes the subject matter more interesting. Because otherwise, if you read, we've already heard from others. But, reading that particular verse, which maybe for me, it's the first time. I've not gone through, I'm still struggling and trying to read the second canto. But here on the call, we are going through these verses, which is definitely helpful because when I reach the seventh canto, then, I will be able to remember maybe some things, although we are in a Kali Yuga. But still, some of the verses I recollect, while doing my own personal reading. So, of the Srimad Bhagvatam. So, thank you, Mataji, once again. So, Mataji, in our generally in our material world, I'm talking about, they say about the time when the sun is setting, the dusk time, that's like we should do some puja that time, because it's like some aarti should be performed. Then I've also heard from, I was raised in Delhi, so northern culture. I was raised there. So they'll say that don't stand in the middle of the door. You know, one should not stand in the middle of the door, which is outside and inside the house. It's not supposed to be good. Like our grandparents would also say that. So all these things we have heard. I was just wondering if it is connected to this story of Hiranyakashipu, of Narsimhadev Bhagwan, because he literally took the demon inside, outside that area, and then it was like not day or night, and things like that. So it's like, although it was
Yeah.
very auspicious for us, but still, is there some connection to it, or am I just in some illusion
No.
and I'm making up things, my mind?
No, not really correct. I mean, as far as I know, I will talk. If anybody knows more, they can please add and correct. No, it's not connected to that. Generally, the what do you call the door? It is considered as Lakshmi Devi, like Gruha Lakshmi. So the door is considered and worshipped as Lakshmi. So that's why in some places in India they actually do puja also. Like every Friday, Tuesday, they do puja to the doorway. And doorway is always considered auspicious. So they say, like, you should not step on that. You have to cross carefully. That's what we do in temples also, right? When we cross the doorway, because there may be great devotees who will be coming, and the dust of their lotus feet will be falling on that. So it is like respectable for worshipable to us. So similarly, the doorway is worshipable because it's considered like Lakshmi Devi resides in that house. So Lakshmi, again, when we say not just money, all kind of appliances, having good intelligence, having good health, everything is Lakshmi only, not just money. So that is one thing. And the sunset and sunrise are always considered auspicious for praying. There is another saying, like, Lord Shiva with all his parivar travels during the sunset time, and then blesses. So when sunrise is like Narayana, Prachaksha Narayana, sun and moon are considered as the eyes of a Supreme Lord. So it's a gratitude, it's a respect we are showing to the Lord by paying our obeisances to the sun as soon as we wake up. So that's why the scriptures say actually taking bath after sunrise is a sin. So before sunrise, we have to take bath and welcome sun with respect and worship. People worship sun because it's the pratyaksha, like, visible. Krishna is visible in the form of the sun and moon. So those times are considered auspicious. Sunset and sunrise are auspicious for praying. So we should not be sleeping. We should not be doing all the other things, but using them as praying times. They call the sunset times as pradosha time and early morning. So that's what I know, not related to the Hiranyakashipu's, like, okay, because Hiranyakashipu was killed, not like that. That was like to just keep the boons of Brahma intact.
Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna. It was like Lakshmi. I was expecting the same answer. Thank you, Mataji, for highlighting everything. But I would like to add one more thing, like how we have a Brahma Muhurta in the morning time, 3. I think it starts from 2:30 or 3:30, until 5 p.m. 5 a.m. Sorry. In the same time, the evening time, when, as you said, Lakshmi Mata enters at home, or that's the auspicious time. So Brahma Muhurta evening time also has, I don't know exact time, but it should be from 6:15 or 6 p.m. until 6:45 or 7 p.m. So you can correct me that, Mataji.
Always that time, like whenever the sun sets and moon rises, that 1.5 hour. So
Yeah.
how like Brahma Muhurta before sunrise 1.5 hour, like similarly with sunset also.
which is very auspicious. Actually, the pujas and everything will be done in all the temples also during that time only, like during that the sunset time. Like sometimes if people don't know what time to do it, right? So that's another time. Yes, Prabhu. It's like 1.5 hour before the sun. It's not like right. It changes based on the seasons, right? Like so we check how it goes, and then 1.5 hour before and after, like, is considered good for praying. So it should not go beyond that. I see some places, some people start after the end of the day, after doing everything at 9-10, they start puja or prayer. No, it should be done during that time, 1.5 hour before or after sunset and Brahma Muhurta. Equally auspicious, and those times we have to be mindful of what we are. And I don't know if anybody knows they say, like, during that sunset time, there will be tadastu devatas, like, whatever you are doing, they'll say that this happen. I don't know about reference of that, so that's why I'm not quoting that. So, but this is true. Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. Also, like I heard from some senior devotee saying that if suppose in our busy schedule we are chanting every day 16 rounds, maybe more than that. So suppose if we are left with some rounds in morning, then this is the best time, which the evening Brahma Muhurta also, so it is really auspicious. Yeah. So, and as Rupini Padma Mataji also said that, we cannot stand in that evening time on the border of the door, like we say it's a umbara, or what you say, we say that's a step, right, in the frame of the door, the bottom part of the wood, or maybe some people put a marble there, so one should not step and stand onto that place. Yeah, in the evening time it is not good, because Lakshmi Mata is entering during that time. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mataji and Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you mentioned about 2:30 a.m. to 4 a.m. That is Brahma Muhurta time. I was thinking it's like 1.5 hours before sunrise. So say, I'll get so confused, because that's quite early, 2:30. If you're supposed to chant at 2:30, it's quite early.
Some devotees,
Because
Mataji,
it's like,
sorry to break you. I remember, Kalasudha Mataji and from Houston, they have the practice like Mataji starts chanting from 2:30 a.m. So, like one time she also confirmed that whenever from 2:30 that auspicious moment starts, and then by 3:30. So, but the evening Brahma Muhurta time is less compared to the morning. Morning, like it is from the early morning, maybe 2:30, 3:30. But normally it counts from 3:30 until it can be up to 5 a.m., so that is a very auspicious Brahma Muhurta time in the morning. But evening time, it is just 45 minutes, as Mataji said, but it's around the sunrise.
So,
yeah.
So evening is 45 minutes before the sunset.
Yes, Mataji. Yeah.
Okay. It's so nice that the Surya Bhagwan has given us, this time. Krishna also, that we have this there's a long, this thing from 2:30 to 3, 4, 5. We have these moments where we can chant during the time when there is more concentration. So like that. And also, Mataji, can you just quickly brief up on the things which Hiranyakashipu had asked from Brahma? See, we already covered the day and night aspect. So dusk was covered. Weapon was use nail, which is like yes and not whatever is mentioned right now you're reading. Nail is not really a weapon, it's part of the body, although it's dead. So that thing was there, a day and night weapon, and then not on earth, and that he put him on the lap. Were there any more? I'm just forgetting, so I just wanted to review my...
Not a human or an animal, so that's why he's half human, half
Yes.
animal. Mm-hmm.
So that's the fourth one.
Mm-hmm.
Any other were there which I'm forgetting because
We just have to go and refer the third chapter. I think most of them were covered. Mhm.
Okay, these 3-4 are only there, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah, 4 or 5.
But it's so strange, no, Mataji, like in one of them, I was so amazed to read that some blood was this thing in his mouth.
Mhm.
Where was this written that there's some blood when he put the intestines, you know? So
Mhm.
even some very senior devotees, acharyas, they say something about the intestine, like Lord saw that no one is there to, so he garlanded himself because Lord likes to be garlanded with flowers, but at that moment nobody was there to garland him. So he took the garland out and put in his neck. Is that true, or is it just like maybe my
Mm.
ears didn't hear properly, my senses
I know.
very defective.
No, maybe you might have heard, but I did not hear that. So, um, he
Okay. What is
he
the
was
thing
like
about the
he
garland?
was
Any
yeah, he was just. I mean, whatever we read now and Prabhupada written is like mostly maybe somewhere in it was referred and a devotee might have referred that. But he was just happy killing that demon, and then he just like a lion, like an animal. How like when they kill, he was just putting that, uh, and then he yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I got the line. Lord Narasimha's mouth and mane were sprinkled with blood, drops
Right.
of blood. So this happened because he acted like a half lion, right?
Mm-hmm. He tore apart, right? Like when he was tearing apart with his nails,
Oh,
obviously the
oh.
blood will sprinkle, right? Like that's it.
Yes. It's amazing. It's amazing. And, like I'm just reminded when I first, maybe, I don't know when, years back, when I came into there was a big picture of Lord Narasimha Dev, fierce picture. It was not the killing one, but just the picture was there. And, when I saw the picture, I was thinking, like, why will they have such a picture in the Krishna temple? I will think of Krishna in a basuri and other forms. And when I heard the Narsimha prayers and then I heard other things, this is one of the pastimes which really attracted me because I felt that so much Lord is doing. Just like we think of the chariot, right? Krishna was driving the chariot of Arjuna. So it was like a service he was doing. And similarly here also, like how, he's proving this thing of this small little boy, and
Mhm.
so for that, so much he has to do, literally, like kill him and all that. And Prahlad Maharaj is so cute that in spite of all this, he's saying that, please forgive my father to the
Mhm.
Lord. And I'm sure anybody killed by the Lord is also in favor of it only, right? We've read that so many times. So it was not like if all this fierce killing was going on, he was still liberated, or whatever word we can use for it, because, he was
He is
touched by the
liberated.
Lord.
Yeah. Touched by
Yeah.
the Lord. So
Yeah.
7.3, 36, 37, 38 verses will give the clear mention of the boon. Grant me that I not die within any
Oh, okay, that's
residence.
coming up. Okay.
No, it is. I'm reading from the past chapter. You asked for the boons,
Oh,
right?
it's already, we
So,
already did that.
we
Okay.
already read in the third chapter. Grant me that I don't die within any residence or outside any residence during daytime or night, nor on the ground or in sky. Grant me that my death not be brought by any being other than those created by you.
Hmm.
So nor any weapon. So Krishna is not created by Brahma. So nor by any human being or animal. So that was another thing. Grant me that my death not be brought by any being other than those created by you. Grant me that
Oh.
I not meet death from any entity, living or non-living. Grant me further that I not be killed by any demigod or demon or by any great snake from the lower planets. Since no one can kill you in the battlefield, you have no competitor. Therefore, grant me the benediction that I too may have no rival. So this is what the boons which Hiranyakashipu got.
Now I got it. Because I was thinking that some things are missing, because now we are doing the detailed reading. So there was some more. So, yes, Mataji, that makes the whole thing complete, because now we are trying to, because we have to glorify the Lord in our heart. So I'm thinking how, all these boons, how he fulfilled, and it's written so nicely by Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Shri Prabhupada and all glories to Narasimha Bhagwan. Thank you so much, Mataji, for your association class. And you said 31st we did. And we will start with 32 tomorrow. Okay. Thank you, Mataji. So anybody else has any comment, question? Otherwise, we can end the call.
Hare Krishna, always to Shri Prabhupada. For such a nice class, reflecting upon the demoniac qualities and the Lord's fury at the demon who is disturbing the devotees. Is very palpable as he is putting on the garland of the intestines of the demon Hiranyakashipu. So that shows how dearly the Lord loves the devotees. The same Mahavishnu, who is nonchalant, I mean, he is lying in Yoga Nidra, even in creation and dissolution of the universes. He is so much active and angry when the devotees are in disturbance by the demons. I have one question, Mataji. I heard that Hiranyakashipu becomes small, big. So he was trying. Here we are hearing that he was flying in the air and on the ground, and somewhere I heard that he hid inside Narasimhadev fingernail or something by his siddhis. So is that correct? Because we're not seeing it here.
I did not come across. I did not read Prabhu. Maybe in another Purana or anywhere it is written. I didn't hear that. So I cannot. Yeah, I did not hear so far. Even if I hear somewhere, I usually tell that I heard in some session by senior devotee or something. But I'm hearing first time when you are saying to me right now. So. So I didn't, Prabhu. So
Mataji, what did Prabhuji ask? I'm sorry, I got distracted a little bit.
he said that Hiranyakashipu became small because he has those mystic powers. So he became very small and hid himself in the nails of Lord Narasimhadev. Did he do that? That's what Prabhu was.
I've not heard of that. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why we have Shastras. Whatever comes from Shastra, we just, I would say blindly follow. But yeah, maybe it is there. Like I told about the garland thing, I heard about that. I found
it could be if some other devotee is quoting in a session or anything speaking, then they might have referred from some other place, but it may be like I did not read that or I might not know. I won't say deny completely, but like I did not hear or I am hearing first time when Partha Prabhu said that. So that's what. Yeah.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the wrath of the Lord is clear here when he disturbs the devotees, when the demon disturbs the devotee. And also, I was reflecting, Lord is merciful, but this is also his form of mercy. And in chapter 16, Krishna says, Ahankaram balam darpam kamakar samshritam mamatum paradheshu. And then continuing that, Tanaham Trishata Kruran Samsaresu Nara Shipami Aham Ajastram Asubhan Janishu. So this is Lord's mercy actually. Of course he is delivering the demons, but for the other demons also it is mercy because they're realizing that the Lord is so powerful. Like the demonic society we have today. We have Mahaprabhu's mercy in the form of Harinam Sankirtan. Because Nitai told Gaurachandra that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that if you bring your Sudarshan Chakra, you have to kill the 99% of the race in Kali Yuga.
99, all of us are having demonic tendencies more than. Yes, Prabhuji. Yes. We are very fortunate to have Mahaprabhu's mercy and Harinam, and able to have Guru's mercy and practice it. So really fortunate, all of us.
Yeah, because Sudarshan Chakra won't work in Kali Yuga, so this is a Sankirtan Yajna in the Sudarshan Chakra, so to say. Nice, Mataji, your station is so much valued. Very good.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for always adding all both you and then also Nikunj Das Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Yes, Mataji, thank you. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glory to and Guru Maharaj. It was wonderful class, and it was really very nectarian, and so many examples and so many new things you told about the Prahlad Narasimha pastime. So it was really useful for us today. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
Mataji, we'll conclude here.
Yeah, I totally agree, Mataji. Mataji, one more thing. If it is possible, for the interest of the people who join in and all the other speakers are doing that, if it is possible, Mataji, to read the translation and the purport just as it is and then explain, it'll be so nice. Because what happens is that sometimes, like I've noticed that, like we read the translation together, and when the purport is not read together, then we are like kind of stumbling through that. Okay, let me also just read, and then we cannot hear the class. So if we can read the whole thing together and then you can explain the purport next time, it'll be very nice, because mostly all the speakers do that, Mataji, if it's possible.
Okay, bro. Okay, Mataji. I'll try to
Mataji,
remember.
Rupini Padma Mataji, but only
Yeah.
reading the purport, our, suppose sometimes purports are long. So what happens, our time is limited in the morning. So just,
Yeah, that is the
sometime-
one. I totally
yeah,
agree. If the
yeah,
purports are long, then, if it's half page, it's okay like that. But if it's long, then maybe you can
yeah.
just tell us that I'm just going through the summary, and then we can read on our own later.
Yeah, we can keep a practice within our devotees, like, conference japa devotees, like when the
Yeah.
speaker reads the verse and translation, after reading the translation, it takes some time for the speaker to come up on the class. So within 5 minutes, we can read the purport, by ourselves. So that,
Yes, we can do that, Prabhuji. But
no,
like, you
Mataji,
notice
when,
most of our speakers are reading the purports. That's why I
yeah,
mentioned to Mataji. So Mataji knows what the
yes,
format is
Mataji,
going on.
yeah, that's
That's the
correct.
only reason I mentioned. Otherwise, even if Mataji is not reading, then we'll make sure that after her class we can read. And otherwise, it's like, yeah, the best is like the realization that Mataji shares. This, like just one line I'm mentioning, that all the difficulties we are, she said this, which is not there in the report, that all the difficulties we are facing is because of our own karma, because of our own action. And we are thinking we can blame others, like we didn't read that anywhere today, but Mataji shared her realization. So just to get more focused, and I'm being a little selfish in that aspect, that I want to someone to read to me. So yeah, Mataji, just it's your choice, Mataji.
Yeah, same. I think I felt, Mataji, when Mataji was explaining today in the class. I thought I should read the purport. So that was the urge, because so many things
Yes.
were like revealed in today's class. It was really enlightening class, definitely. But yeah, we can just.
Yes. And also, like sometimes what I do, like, class finishes now, right? So then I again my bookmark is only on the 27 only, 20, whichever Mataji started. So my bookmark will stay there only, and Mataji has gone ahead till 31. So just to, like, and heard her class, then I again read it after the class also. So then it's like, nicely, because I've heard the class now, I have the whole gist of it. So after hearing again, we read. So it's like a repetition is so important. So, but like our minds are so dull in the morning, and also we get a break, on Saturday, Sunday, where we are not reading Bhagavatam. So just to catch up with the Friday. So it's, I just mentioned that. But anyway, we'll end the class now. But and again, Mataji, it's entirely your choice. Because, I mentioned to one more devotee on the call, but he prefers not to read. So I don't want to take the name. But again, I'm saying it's your choice. But it'll be nice if we can read along with you purport, and then you explain to us
Yeah.
purport like that. Yeah.
Translation is
Okay.
must, Mataji. So translation gives us the basic idea,
Yeah,
So
that is a must. वो तो
and
must है.
which
And
is
it's so
not.
nice, Mataji
Yeah.
did even word to word, it opens our mind. Oh, this word we read in Sanskrit words, that also gives us a reflection of what is coming.
Yes.
So nice of Mataji to read word to word. Yeah. So anybody else for last minute question, comments? We still have 4-5 of us are here. Otherwise, we can end the call by offering our prayers to Mataji and all the devotees on the call. Okay. Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhu eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnavinti ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Her Grace Vanmalini Manjari Mataji ki jai.
Jai.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.